Good evening. One of the most common advice that experienced traders give to aspiring professional traders is to spend time with the charts. The general concept of spending time with the charts implies articulation of your thoughts in a manner where price action is playing itself out in a story form. This narrative helps you connect more closely with the price action and the chart. Spending time with the charts intuitively helps the trader develop a feel for critical moments, critical price points, and decisive moves in the market. In the process of spending time, what we are essentially doing is we are trying to simply articulate the information that the price action is giving to us. So in today's video, I would like to go through the Nifty Bank chart on the daily time frame and share this concept with you and encourage you to spend around 15 minutes a day practicing a chart structure of your choice. Doing this consistently day in every day over a period of time helps you create a strong database, an internal database of pattern recognition. So let's just get started and see. So here what I have is I have just selected a random visual where this is the latest price action on the extreme right. We can see it has closed at 39,440 spot, and we are looking at a period from June 2020 to November 2021, which is approximately 16-17 months. So on the extreme left of the chart, we see that this green closing is an inside day followed by a fake low, and this green closing got a confirmation. This inside day got a confirmation, resulting in a bias that is saying that this particular low, that is the value of 17,050, will hold. And the reason for this particular bias is the confirmation of an inside day after a period of consolidation. So we can see here that the period of consolidation that I am referring to is here. So the region outside of this is, one could argue, the fake low or a pin bar, but it is not exactly a pin bar, but a low which the market would have defended on a confirmation. And once we received the confirmation, the market signaled a long. A few days into the price action, the market first forms what is known as a doji. So here basically we can see that we are looking at a doji. Doji by itself signifies a certain sense of indecision, which means that the market is unsure if this particular high that we are marking here, that is of 21,000. So from 17,000 to 21,000, that's a significant move of approximately 20-25% in a matter of just few days. The market is now unsure whether this high of 21,750 is going to be the short-term pivotal high or not. After the doji, we see a red candle which looked like an evening star combination. This needed a red confirmation, but instead of a red confirmation, we got a green confirmation, a green refutation of the evening star. So therefore the evening star is not placed. So any long position that would have been taken would have logically found a trailing stop loss after the confirmation of the inside day, might have found a logical trailing stop loss around these levels. After the green close, the market gaps up again, but it gets refuted again at precisely near the previous pivotal high, and we are now looking at a region of relatively strong resistance. With the gap up, we see the confirmation of a red close. Now this is not particularly a pattern, but when we see this candle in conjunction with the doji, we are seeing a cluster, and we are also seeing a candle engulf a previous candle. So this is a bearish, by bearish I mean these are signaling range tops, but we still have to wait for confirmation, and we get that confirmation with a gap down opening in the market, and this gap down opening immediately recovers, closing above the trailing stop loss. Nonetheless, after this close, we see so after these dojis right here, we have seen that a short-term pivotal high has been formed, and now what we are seeing here is basically an inside day again. So obviously the inside day candle is not it has little to no bearing with the so this is the inside day that we are referring to. I think maybe better is to get this in this fashion. So this is the inside day right here. So after this gap down, we get a green closing, and you can see that this green closing is pretty close to what is the previous day red closing, and therefore one could argue that this is also known as a bullish counter attack. So what we are getting from, it's this big green candle that we are referring to. So what we are getting that yes, 21,000 was the resistance, and when it broke the previous support of 20,000, it immediately found cluster supports. So it formed a bullish counter attack, then it found an inside day. It needed to confirm, but instead it formed another inside day. So we have a second inside day right here. This is closed completely inside, the body has closed completely inside the bullish counter attack. After that we have a doji. So we basically end up getting a doji. So just try and yeah. Now so we have bullish counter attack, couple of inside days, doji, which basically means indecision, and after this we get a green close above this high, signaling a confirmation that what we thought this bottom is, now there is another support, and the support is right here. And when we see this closely, we also see that this particular region, I think this is unfortunate, that this particular region is also a region of gap, and this gap got closed with this bullish counter attack, multiple supporting candles, and the market continued to rally where it tested the previous high, and no sooner had it done that than the market basically gave a bearish engulfing pretty close to the previous high that we had marked from the doji. The bearish engulfing, of course, so I'll just reduce the fonts because I think it's too big. The bearish engulfing, of course, needs to get a red confirmation below, a closing below the low, but we see that the next day there is a gap down and a support green close. We see a gap up and no low breached. We see a gap down doji. We see another red close, and you could argue that it is very close to the previous low. So in other words, we are seeing bearish engulfing, but we are not seeing any confirmation. Instead, after yet another cluster, we see a green candle, and this green candle signals a further test of now this particular high, which was created by the bearish engulfing. And this test gets rejected by I mean, it's basically not any kind of a candlestick because the length of the wick is not that high. But yes, it looks like sort of like a shooting star inverted hammer kind of a setup. So nonetheless, we see a gap up and a very weak gap up, and a very weak gap up right near the previous close basically implies that we are potentially looking at an exhaustion gap, and an exhaustion gap needs to be confirmed with a red close and another red close. So after forming this particular exhaustion gap, we see that there is a red close, and the subsequent day the market closes again lower, implying that the exhaustion gap is here to stay, and we get our third resistance point, which is also marked in this red arrow. Now Soon the correction happens. The correction happens once again. We are seeing what is known as a inside day candle. So this time I'll move this right here, and not only is this an inside day candle, but this is also a pin bar. This inside day candle needs a confirmation, and this is exactly what we get here. So I will bring this one here. So this is the confirmation of the inside day. The market rallies again, and where does it go and fail? It goes and fails right at the rally of the exhaustion gap. The market continues to move downward, and once it moves downward, what do we see here again? We see here an inside day. Once inside day, we again need a confirmation. Right here we get our confirmation. So we are now seeing this repetitive price action, and with this repetitive price action, we are basically seeing that this region is acting out as a support. Yeah, just like how this region acted out as a support, and much like how this region is also an area of support. So just remove this for aesthetics. And yeah, so now so this is the process of basically screening. We are seeing these movements, and we are seeing how price is trading in very narrow ranges till finally there is a breakout from this position. And once there is a massive breakout, we also see a beautiful dark cloud cover. This is a very there's a big gap up and a sharp close, comfortably piercing the midpoint of this candle, and we have what is known as a dark cloud cover. And like any bearish candle, this is also a two candle pattern, which means after the dark cloud cover we need to see a sort of a confirmation. So which means there needs to be a big candle preceding it, then there needs to be this sort of almost a failed engulfing, and there needs to be a confirmation, which means that there has to be a closing below the particular low. And we see a cluster formation and a gap down close below the low, which means this is the confirmation of the dark cloud cover. And here we also have a gap resistance. So this is a resistance point that has now been created. So we will mark this in red, and we have what is known as a gap. So right here. The process continues, and we see the market come right here. I mean, these are all levels that we have identified by following price actions closely. So you could have seen how we were alerted towards critical price points, and no surprise, we see yet another inside day. Sorry, here we see yet another confirmation here, and from this pivotal point, the market rallies very comfortably to the dark cloud cover pivotal high and breaks it very comfortably, and the move continues. So which means from the low of around 20,000 to the move of around 30,000, a good 50% move in the market happened rather quickly, and we see a failure. And as soon as we see a failure, we see a doji and a morning star kind of a combo. But this is not so much of a morning star because we need good gaps, so we'll just see a doji star right here. And once this is done, we basically know that this is a potential support zone. The market continues to rally, and here we see one of those candles. This is a bearish engulfing, completely engulfing this, and so we have this written here, and we bring this here. It should have a red close below the previous low. We do get that, and therefore this is the confirmation of this here. The continuation is downwards, and we see a gap down and a close near the previous low. So this now becomes a bullish counter attack. This is a bullish counter attack candle. Yeah, obviously we need a confirmation, and this mega candle is the confirmation. So we have a gap up, but this is a red close. It's very difficult to take a decision. So during the day, obviously this high works out as a resistance. We get another gap up, and we are seeing this right near our previous support equal resistance line, and we are seeing a gap up opening right above it. So it's logical to enter somewhere around here. It's a good clean move, series of dojis, which basically means that this becomes, I mean, we have already discussed this. I'll just take this right here. This is now our region of cluster. I mean, we have had several regions of clusters, like right here, right here. And once you repeat this process, once you spend some time, and you know what you're looking at, you immediately know, okay, this is a cluster, preceding move is uptrend, potential is upwards. This potential upward happens, there is this exhaustion gap. You can see here clearly a gap up and a red close. This is not a dark cloud cover, not a bearish counter attack. This is simply an exhaustion gap after a move from 29,000 all the way to 37,000. That's another that's a good 30% move. So here is the exhaustion gap that we are seeing. Confirmation fall near the previous cluster. We see this huge bullish engulfing. We need a good green close, but we don't get it. This is a bull trap candle right here. It's a very bullish trappy candle. We are seeing a bullish engulfing, a gap up, a run up, and a close down. This is one of those days where a lot of people buy the first dip and you get caught. I am reasonably sure if I would have traded it, even I would have got caught. And obviously when the whole world is caught after a nice bullish engulfing, which engulfs 2-3 candles after 6 days of fall, you get this incredibly good gap down to punish all longs. It's a part of the game, it's a part of the process. Here we would have lost money immediately after the gap down. Our exit would have triggered. The market would have continued to fall, but we would have been out of position. And after the fall, after this gap down, what do we see here again? We see a sort of a doji inside day, and we need a confirmation, which we get, resulting in this doji inside day results in the formation of another cluster. And this cluster too is broken after we see in this cluster your bearish engulfings. So now you will obviously see that here we have a higher top clearly, right? And here we have here we have a higher bottom. Yeah. Now a bearish engulfing in this now basically creates our first lower top. And after this lower top, when we see the move downward, we basically get lower bottom, right? So it's easy to visualize this. The price is simply like this way, which is nice, clean, higher top. And then after that, gradually the move fizzles out in this manner. And this process continues. So you can see a complex wave formation right here, and you can see another. I mean, we know this is called a cluster. We know this now. We have been seeing this. We've seen this in just one chart in just a few months of price action. We have seen this. We have seen the previous high hold up as previous support. We are seeing the cluster, we are seeing pin bar, we are seeing inside day, we are seeing gap up closing. So a lot of violence is happening in the cluster, and this particular portion forms what is a textbook, a clear-cut island reversal. So now an island reversal near the cluster, you can now begin to sense that, you know, when you're trading and you're seeing the security pretty close to its previous pivotal zones, forming clusters right below this in this very tight band, with the preceding trend being upwards, you can take a bet on the long side. You do take a bet on the long side, and when you get out of this cluster, what happens is you get into another cluster. So not easy to trade clusters, but you have to choose a direction and stick with it. So this is one of those directions where you're sticking on the long with this particular red line, 30,800 stop loss. The market breaks through this cluster, and obviously meaning that now the new red line, 32,000, becomes a good stop loss. After breaking through the cluster, the market gets into another very long cluster. This is very painful. You can see that from the period May to August, this is a huge cluster, massive gaps in between, very trappy, very choppy, painful market for anyone who's trading swings, and a dream market for anyone who's writing options. So anyone who sells 36,000 call and sells 34,000 put, he keeps making money week after week after week after week, till finally we see a breakout from this particular cluster, creating a new sharper base. And we can just make a horizontal line, and we will see that this is a new base. So after this particular cluster, which is an aggregation of stocks in a very tight zone, we can see clear cut time correction, no price correction. Price is flat, only time is passing by. we gradually see the stock move, create this higher top, higher bottom formation, which means that after this cluster we are seeing the first real test of this particular high here, the exhaustion gap, and it has actually created that break. So we are wondering if this is a double top of, it's going to reverse the moves down, and what the market does after that is a clear cut. So now we clearly see that after this we are now here getting our first higher top, this is our higher bottom, then this becomes our next higher top, sorry, and the question is this our higher bottom? If it is the higher bottom, and obviously as we know, what are we seeing here? We are seeing another cluster. Sorry, the mouse is a little tough to here. Another cluster. The preceding price action is upwards. It makes complete sense. So when we zoom into this, when we particularly zoom into this, we are seeing this. I'll just remove this. We can clearly make out this is the cluster. We are seeing this huge, a very high wick candle gap up sort of, and here this candle is sort of like a bullish harami for this big candle. But here, even though the hypothesis is that this is a higher bottom, we are not seeing any particular reversal candle. This is a weak one, excepting this candle right here, which is a hammer. Yeah. So hammer doesn't mean that the trend is going to change. What it basically means is that this low is really going to get defended. This higher bottom. I means if the price action approaches this wick, so we will mark this here. Price action approaches this wick. We will mark this in green. You can be reasonably right here. You can be reasonably confident that many traders are going to make an attempt at this higher bottom zone, because if the price is to indeed test this somewhere here, then this is going to become a double bottom. So a double bottom in an uptrend is also attempt to buy, and you must appreciate that if it is coming in this fashion, like in this fashion, if at all, see, we have to only plan for counter trend moves. If the market moves in the direction of the larger trend, we will generally be correct. We will be with that direction. If it comes in this direction where a double bottom is formed, when we set some oscillators, you are most likely going to see divergences. So yeah, this is broadly, so to sum it up, we have assessed clusters, standard reversal candles, identified which would have been the difficult phase for us for trading, which would have been a relatively easy phase for us for trading, when the markets put us under situation. And using this information, given that we are seeing a cluster near the previous bottom, we know that we have to attempt long because we are in direction of the preceding trend. If the long holds, we get paid. If the long doesn't hold, which means that instead of forming a double bottom, this fellow goes down here, and that obviously is not a double bottom, that is basically a lower bottom. So which means that this double bottom hypothesis does not hold true. Again, you have to then focus on shorting it, in the sense that you will now begin to expect price action to move this way. So will it form a double bottom? Will it even test the double bottom? Will it create a lower bottom, or will the hammer low in itself just hold? We do not know, but our general plan will be to attempt long minute we see any kind of support here, and our trigger for support is going to be another cluster, because we are seeing very long wicked candles, which means that trading volume around this becomes a little bit, trading sentiment around these zones becomes emotional. We can expect VIX to rise once the market reaches here, making it reasonable for option sellers to write the options. So yeah, so this kind of a approach, I mean, of course I took quite some time, but this kind of an approach, when you're doing it in your mind, it happens really quickly, and and the more you do it, the faster it is, which means that as a trader who spends time, I don't need to spend so much time. I almost know where are the clusters and how I would have approached which one, and I'm always obviously focused on identifying if the decision or the bias that I'm taking, is it reasonable with respect to the time frame that I'm trading. A brief disclosure is that we will trade 5 minutes, we will trade hourly, weekly, monthly, daily. It depends on the security, it depends whether we are doing equities, whether we are doing derivatives, whether we are writing options. But the whole purpose of this exercise is not to make a predictive move on Bank Nifty, but just to share with you the thought process and how outlining standard patterns and moves helps you create a mental sorry, I have a bad throat, but helps to create a mental image of the subsequent price action. I hope that this commentary in some way has helped you, and as you repeat this on multiple stocks, for example, one of the stocks that I am quite excited about is, say for example, MRF. You can see cluster. I mean, the mother of all clusters is right here. Yeah, I mean, it's a cluster that has been functional now for 1 full year, and you're pretty much on the support zone. Just look at the support zone all the way till 76,000. You can make it very safe, like you can have a stop loss in the cash segment here, right here, say 73,000. Maybe okay, come here 72,000. I think this is a reasonable stop loss. I mean, there's no doubt 70,000 is a good stop loss. And the question is that something that has been moving in this fashion, say sorry, we just take this right here, this, then we have something like right here. Obviously you're seeing a head and shoulder pattern that has formed. I will not get into it, but and we are therefore seeing a range. The question is that if the preceding move was upwards, and we all know MRF trend, I mean MRF is a monster of a stock. This is an uptrending monthly chart. So given that it's an uptrending monthly chart which has been consolidating for a full year, the question is it possible for MRF to test this particular high at 87,000? Is it possible for it to test its previous high of 96,000? And can MRF be a stock that gives a breakout for the year when it closes above 98,000? All the while these become, I mean, if you have the option of having multiple stocks of MRF, all these places become your targets. If you have only one stock where you will not have targets, you will only have a stop loss. So yeah, so this is an example of a cluster. There are several of the trades. That means we can clearly see here. This is an example of which is not a cluster. We go right here. I mean, clearly we are seeing it all the way from here, and I'm just doing this quick, so you can see that this arrow is definitely the higher top, and this one is definitely the higher bottom. And now the question is, what will the stock do? Will this from here where it is at right now, will it come back here such that lower top double bottom, or will it just come till here, lower top irregular bottom, or will it do something like this? We don't know. But we can see that there is a higher bottom. So if you're going long, obviously you're going to put a SL here, and you will do this because we see this candle. This is a bullish engulfing candle, and this is the confirmation which has come yesterday. It's not like long time back, a clear confirmation once the stock traded above the high of the bullish candle, which basically means this green level will more or less likely be your entry point at say 208 levels. You would have a reasonable stop loss at 192 levels. And yeah, you will hope that the stock actually takes out the 237 high in the expiry, if that is what your objective is. So so this will actually, I mean, this might actually explain why we have India Hotels at 208. Yeah. So anyways, I hope that this has been of some use to you. Thank you for your time, and have a good trading week ahead. Best wishes.